themselves as they were flying. Also able to do that boost burn successfully. That wrapped up just about 20 minutes ago. There's another 2.5-minute firing of those Draco thrusters, the second of 5 burns to get us to the International Space Station. Right now, though, at this moment, the crew is still on board Dragon, and they're at the latter part of their day. It's been a pretty long day for Bob and Doug so far. But at this moment, they are just wrapping up their meal. It's the first meal by a crew, onboard Crew Dragon, and we'll see if they let us in on what they were eating when we get inside with them in the cabin in just a little while. The next major milestone coming up is going to be the close co-elliptic burn. And so this is just to a little bit more circularize our orbit, so we're going to be a constant 10 kilometers lower than the International Space Station. That's coming up in just under 21 minutes from now. And then assuming that that burn gets done successfully, we'll be 3 of 5 in the bag and well on our way to the International Space Station. And then we should get a chance to check in with Bob and Doug on board.
And just really pleased with the mission progress thus far. Like we've said before, launch today, that is not where it ended. Obviously, Bob and Doug are en route to the International Space Station, but even once they, hop on board the space station, it's still not done, right? We got to get them back home. So just as a reminder, while it will be a very long initial day of the mission, it certainly is not the conclusion. So just something to keep in mind. We will be staying live here with you on air, bringing you updates throughout Bob and Doug's journey to the International Space Station over the next, let's see, we've probably got another 15 hours left at this point, 15 and a half hours or so. And so, yeah, really exciting day. Even still, the energy in the building here at SpaceX headquarters is very much electric, given the success of the day thus far. But mission control here is right next to me, to my left. We just had a shift change among the Dragon operators, and we're still going strong.
I know Gary walked us through. They're also doing a shift change over at Mission Control Houston. But, I mean, you have teams working around the clock there in Houston and around the clock now for this flight uphill for Dragon. Just some of the voices that you're going to be hearing throughout the launch. Jay Aranja was the core, so essentially the Capcom here in Hawthorne that was talking to Bob and Doug. He's since handed over to Laura Crabtree, who's now on console there, right behind us in the Mission Control Center here in Hawthorne. Going to be talking Bob and Doug through the last couple of hours of their day before they get ready to go to sleep. Again, they have about 8 hours timeline for them, and then they'll wake up tomorrow morning, and by that point we'll be wrapping up those 5th and final burn before we get into what we call the approach initiation. So really, the really close maneuvers in towards station. By that point, they'll only be a few kilometers below and about 7 kilometers behind, and then they'll execute a burn that's going to bring them in really close to the space station. And by that point, we'll also be getting some views from the station, which we're always going to be looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. So there, the view on your screen on your right-hand side, that is Mission Control here in Hawthorne, California. And I believe on the left there that is our core, Laura Crabtree. And like Dan just mentioned, she would be the person that is communicating back and forth with Bob and Doug, walking them and confirming walking them on upcoming events and confirming procedure points. And so it has been a wonderful day. And getting back to the next event that we have coming up in exactly 20 minutes or thereabout, exactly almost.
About 17 and a half
17 and a half minutes. Yeah, we're going to get to